Like and subscribe in the next 10 seconds. This thing will eat you in your sleep. Comment safe in the comments if you liked before the 10 seconds was up.
Try to put a bag on me, put a price, try to put a tag on me. In the field, member used to tag homie. When my brother died, I was mad lonely. Yeah, I miss his presence, man, I miss his face. I be smoking gas, smoking out of space. Man, I need my chips, yeah, I need my lay. Always towing case in the second grade.
These mans who dap me at it ain't got no respect. And these catches used to curb me, now they wanna have sex. Goddamn, I'm just getting started. Fuck with the kid like you're getting carded. Yeah, my beats, they go the hardest, they go the hardest. Big bang like when the universe started. I'm just blowing off steam, I feel like I'm Kibble. I'm about to blow up, I feel like Shigatsu. Cause a nigga spitting flames, man.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy Euro2K back here to save another banger video. In today's video, I got the 3 top best point guard builds. As you guys can see, you could pick left-handed or right-handed. It's more of a personal preference, but some people say you can shoot better left-handed. And you know what I'm saying, I put right-handed. I've always put right-handed. But onto the pie charts, I'm looking through them all, looking at the 3-point shots, looking at the ball handling, looking at the driving dunk, trying to see which one I could get contact dunks on, which one I have good defense on. I have to be able to speed boost. In order to speed boost, you have to have an 86 ball control, I believe. It's either 86 or 89. So either way, I want to make sure I'm in that green light and go a little bit over 89. So as I'm looking at it so far, I think the best pie chart was the yellow and red. So I'm going to go ahead and pick that one. Now we're looking at these other pie charts. And you want to go with the most speed and acceleration. And then with strength and vertical, you kind of want them to balance out a little bit. So for that, the best pie chart would be the third one down. Yeah, the third one down. That's the best pie chart for that. And then you guys want to max out your close shot. 100%. You want to max out your close shot. You want to max out your driving layup and max out your driving dunk. You have an 85 driving dunk, so you can 100% get contact dunks. I was lowering it at first just to see what badges can go around. You know what I'm saying? As you see, you have 10 finishing badges and then you have 10 shooting badges. So you want to take all the ticks down until it's like the last one before the badge. That way you can put those upgrades somewhere else. And like I said, you want to make sure you have like an 89 ball control so you can speed boost. So I also put up the pass accuracy so you get a decent amount of playmaking badges. You have 20 playmaking badges as well as 18 defensive badges on it. So it's 10, 10, 20, and 18 on just a point guard. So this is like a really good ISO build because it's good at everything. It can speed boost, it can get contact dunks, and it has a really nice shot. As of now, the shot is only at a 67, but once we lower the wingspan, you'll see that the jump shot goes up. And I'm showing you guys the heights because the height you could really pick. It's a personal preference on how you want to play. I made mine 6'5", but the only other way you'd want to make it would be 6'1" or 6'2", and honestly 6'3" is even fine. But it's either 6'1", 6'2", 6'3", or 6'5". It's really up to you. But off rip, you want to put down all the way down to the lowest weight, and you want to put pretty much down to the second lowest wingspan. That way, you know what I'm saying, it gives you your nice dribble moves. But you see, I went back and I put my build up to 6'5", because that's how I wanted to make it, because I'm going to be ISOing a lot on the build. So yeah. I also lowered the weight all the way back down. I put the wingspan all the way back down and then put it back up one just to check, but then put it right back down because that's where it's the best at. And I went all the way back to change my height back to 6'5", and then immediately put all my weight all the way down, and then immediately put my wingspan all the way down. And then honestly, the takeover once again is a personal preference, so you could really pick whichever takeover you want. And as you guys can see, I went back to check the wingspan again. I just wanted to double check to make sure that's what was best. And like I said, the takeover really doesn't matter. It's really up to you. So I put playmaking just to show you. It's going to be a two-way slashing playmaker. And I can promise you right now, with a two-way slashing playmaker or playmaking takeover, you are snapping ankles when you get takeover 100%. And I'm going to also tell you that if you pick slash and takeover, you are 100% catching bodies. Regardless, you're going to have contact dunks. So no matter what takeover you put on, you're going to be catching bodies. So in my opinion, putting slashing takeover would be kind of pointless. So I'm just showing you guys just to show you to be still a two-way slashing playmaker. Then I went back to pick lockdown takeover. When you're lockdown, really all it does is help you get like more steals, more blocks, and you have like a better contest, but that's only whenever you have takeover. So it's pretty much useless to pick lockdown takeover. And then last but not least, shot creating takeover. It helps you shoot better off the dribble, and it also helps you free up some space. So in my opinion, I would go with either playmaking takeover or shot creating takeover, because those two, in my opinion, would be the most beneficial. But yeah, that is all for the two-way slashing playmaker. I actually made this build for myself for when I hit legend, because this will be one really OP build. So you know what I'm saying, I picked playmaking takeover for my own. But yeah, that wraps up build 1. Alright, so here we go with build 2. Build 2 is like a playmaking slasher, so it's going to be dominant playmaking 100%, and you know what I'm saying, it's going to have a decent rest of the like categories. It's going to have a good amount of shooting, it's going to have a good amount of finishing. And with this slashing playmaker build, or playmaking slasher build, you want to have the most speed, acceleration, and vertical, because this is supposed to be like a fast, like dunking, shooting type of build. You want this build to be as fast as possible, so you're going to try getting as many finishing badges as possible. So you're gonna put all that up. Unfortunately, with this build, you cannot get contact dunks, but your driving dunk does go up really high. As of now, I have it as a 75, just because I'm going to mess around with the badges a little bit more. But I'm telling you now, you want to put your ball handling all the way up. And to be honest with you, all you need is an 89 to speed boost. So if you really wanted to, you could have put your ball handling down to like an 87, and then when you lowered your wingspan and stuff like that, it would have boosted your ball handling back up, and you could put badges somewhere else. But I could possibly make that build another video. But for today's video, I'm trying to get you the most playmaking, like the highest everything, so that you could get the most ankle breakers and like the best open like shooting percentages, and like be able to make the most dunks, make the most layups, you know what I'm saying, something like that. So this build is more of a playmaking, shooting, finishing build. This build is more of an ISOing build. ISO on 2s, ISO on 3s, it really doesn't matter. This build is a good ISO build regardless. Unfortunately, you do not get as many defensive badges on it as you would like, but like I said, I do mess around with the badges, and I'm trying to get a few defensive, because you do not really need 27 playmaking. There's no reason to have that many badges, but in a way, it still technically is helpful. And as you guys can see, like I said, I'm tweaking around with the badges, messing around, seeing what's the best fit to get the like most badges to fit this build and its description. So I'm just taking a little bit off of each category to try and see if I get an extra defensive. But I ended up settling, you don't really need a defensive, because like I said, it's going to be dominant in finishing, playmaking, and shooting. So you want to make the build compact or slight. It's really up to you. And then you want to drop the height. You want to make this build small, because like again, it's going to be like a dominant fast build, like a speed boosting blow by type of you can't catch me type of build. So I went up, I went down. I'm trying to see what the best height was. I went with 6'2", that way you're not very small. And I off rip went to minimum weight and minimum wingspan. I just went and off rip, like I said, minimum wingspan. I already knew. And honestly, it's a playmaking slasher, playmaking takeover. You're going to get an extreme amount of ankle breakers, and I picked that takeover because I felt it's the most helpful. But regardless, no matter which takeover you pick, it's still going to be the same build. It's still going to be a slashing playmaker. With that being said, I'm going to make sure to show you like every single takeover and explain why one might be more helpful than the other. So like I said, with the playmaking takeover, more ankle breakers, you know what I'm saying, easier way. So if you can snap his ankles, boom, that's an easy shot. If you snap his ankles, boom, you're running around him, dunking it, slamming it. But then with shot creating takeover, it's easier to get open in a way, because you can shoot fades. Your hop steps are a little bit better. Like, it's more space creating. And I'm going to show you guys slashing takeover. It's still, regardless, like I said, the same build. Slashing takeover, you're going to definitely catch more bodies, get more contacts. But now I'm showing you guys build 3. Build 3 is more like an offensive threat. Well, it is an offensive threat. And like I was saying earlier, apparently you could shoot better left-handed. So that is an option if you wanted to make your player left-handed, but I stuck with right-handed. And now I'm looking for a pie chart. I'm trying to find the pie chart with the most playmaking and the most shooting. As you guys can see, I'm just checking. I'm trying to see which one has the highest, you know what I'm saying, 3-point shot, the highest playmaking, and obviously that one's not it, because I only have an 83-point shot here, so this one's not really the best one. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going down, looking at them all, trying to see which one has the highest. And honestly, with this offensive threat build, you'd want to pick the yellow and green pie chart. You have the highest playmaking, the highest shooting. And this build is going to be like a playmaking, shooting type of build, like a play sharp from last year. So you want the most speed, the most acceleration, and I'd say the most vertical. So we're going to go with the very first pie chart. And off rip, hurry up, go upgrade your playmaking all the way. all the way. You want to get 20 playmaking badges because that's the most you can get. And then you want to get 20 shooting badges. Because you know what I'm saying, you want to balance out your playmaking, balance out your shooting, and try and get as many in one of the other categories as possible. And with this being an offensive threat, it's going to be extremely fast. You're going to get a lot of blow-bys. So instead of me upgrading the defense, I'm going to go straight up to the finishing and upgrade the finishing as much as possible. Try to get as many finishing badges because those are extremely helpful. So as you can see, I got 10 finishing badges. So I went down and I put the rest on defensive because, you know, you want to be able to play a little bit of defense, but it doesn't give you any badges, unfortunately. But this build is still good because it's meant to be able to dribble and shoot. Not only can it dribble and shoot, but now it can finish because you were able to get those extra, you know what I'm saying, finishing badges. And off blow-bys, it's going to be so easy. You're going to be able to get easy dunks, easy layups. You're going to be able to make them. And I went with 6'1" because 6'1" is extremely short. It's extremely fast. I went minimum weight. And then, of course, I went minimum wingspan because it did bring up your three-point shot and your ball handling. And then I'm going to show you guys what no matter what takeover you pick, it will be an offensive threat. But in my opinion, when making an offensive threat, you should 100% pick shooting takeover because, like I said, this is a playmaking shooting type of build. It has mainly playmaking pie chart, mainly shooting pie chart. So if anything, the only other takeover you should pick should be playmaking takeover. Because if you pick slashing takeover, it's pretty much useless because you don't get contact dunks anyways. And then if you pick shot creating takeover, I mean, you can shoot better fades and you could do better off like hop steps and stuff like that. It's easier to get open just a little bit. But with playmaking or shooting, you definitely you're better off with playmaking or shooting. But like I said, I am going to show you every takeover and show you that no matter what takeover you pick, it will be an offensive threat. And that was it for build 3, man. I'm just showing you guys that I will pick sharpshooting takeovers. That's what I made for my build. But if you guys watch it to the end, I hope you guys end up making up one of the builds. Make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe.